I'm alive, apparently, allegedly. I must be. I'm making these quick lives just to get used to it. There's one dude who, my name is Mads Rasmussen, by the way. I'm from Denmark. I have been a musician all my life. I come from an artistic family. So, my trip here, just today, I had a day where, I hear streams, people talking about Tommy, people talking about his thing, and I know Tommy stand. I knew it before my phone went dead that he wouldn't fuck with the people who tried to fuck with him. You see, the weird thing is that I don't know why they try so hard because I know Tom. I know Tommy. He's not so easy to Tommy and Doc are made of the same. You know, I was maybe the soft one on the team. The little brother, the man who needed help. Even though I'm the oldest, I'm the one who been to jail and been to homeless, been through homelessness and the addiction, being an addict, and making fun of things like dead people, addictions. Uh, yeah, of course you can make jokes. That's under the belly. Everybody would understand that. But you see, as an addict, you have to be ready to stand through a lot. And I wasn't smoking weed the many years when I was clean. Um, because you can't say you're clean when you smoke weed. Uh, Even though, because they're not proved, it can be proven that it works for pain, even though you can see it works wonders for people with sclerosis and multiple sclerosis and Parkinson and HIV and all kind of diseases. So people got to be aware of what that plant can do, but it's not a painkiller. So people who say that it works for pain are lying. Allegedly, that's what I read too. So I'm not worrying about these short lives not being watched by anyone because who am I and what kind of a YouTuber am I? I'm not nobody right now. Nobody. But I'll try to be, you know. And if it wasn't so late right now, it's late here. I know it's early as fuck in the United States. I would play something decent, something cool. Um, you see, I actually had through. If there were some people here, I would have shown all my. Because I just went through scrapbooks because I went up through my apartment. Never did I laugh so much up to my apartment, up to my place where all shit standing that should be standing in my apartment was there. And to be honest, uh, I was kind of happy to find some things. Of course, I was. But again, I was kind of sad that I was thinking, what? What did I spend so much time here for? I didn't create. I didn't make anything. You see, I'm not a bitter at her. I'm bitter at me. I'm bitter at me as a person not being able to get out of that cloud where people just seem to stand still like I did. I've seen a lot of people do the same shit as I did in the same situation. I thought I was different, but I was not different. I was like the same as many other people. Sometimes we think we're so tough. I hate when I hear all kind of weird talk from all these tough guys that suddenly they're soldiers and like militia people and that weird shit. I don't buy it. I don't at all buy that shit. But we're not. We're taught to believe in people, but when I hear too much bullshit, like, cause I know my life is pretty wild, and that's why I want to make the series. There's no people here, so it would be stupid for me to start a day where there's no people here. The reason why I'm going to tell my story is because I got receipts of many of the shit I did, from being a child model to being a kind of uh, not a rock star, but you know what I mean. Wait, I have to do something, and I have to mute. Sorry. See, the funny thing is, there's no motherfucking people here. Isaac Tamu, my brother, how are you, man? For you, there must be a cam on. How are you, Isaac? How are you, my brother? I'm just talking about Isaac. Like, I just had to take my glasses on. Now there's an idea of me talking about the topic I wanted to talk about. Like, I like Tommy. I like the whole team there, and I think what we found out about the English people, some of them was weird. I thought I heard wisdom being weird, but sometimes people are in their feelings. I hope you have a wonderful what time it is or with you, Isaac. I think we're at the same, like almost same kind of time, almost far from. Good, my brother. That's nice to hear. Because I wanted to tell a little about me and where I grew up and why I fell into why I was lucky. I had a great life. I had a great 10 years with my lovely banking Kane, who did lovely. Actually, um, we did like a lot of CDs together and mixtapes and all kind of shit. So There's a story with them. You see, this was the first album I did with them. And see all these 100 bills? That's my head. That was the first. And that was actually, oh, it's in the Thursday morning. We're very far distance. I know, man. Look, guys, like this was my first record, man, from 90, back when you bought CDs, where you got a good deal when you was making a CD. Before that, we were making, this is actually from a label. But what I want to tell you about this story, there's kind of a funny twist to it because the funny thing is we were young. We were young. We were no, we were very young. And the thing is, when you're young, you want just to make it. You're tired of playing gigs all over. You play on the same places. You meet people that's higher up in the hierarchy than you are, and you want to go there. You want to be that good. You want to play on the same stages as them and shit. So what happened for us was we played a gig where there was this big shot from our town. It was a town. It's a province. It's with 250,000 people living there. That's where my childhood was. I grew up there, and that was the place I got like first time. They sent champagne up, um, and we were like shocked because nobody ever did that before. So we had some funny thing going on, but that was the first time literally some people wanted to fuck with us on this. And I remember we signed with them, and after that, it was private jets. All we thought that was the lifestyle we were going to get, but that was a one-time experience. Us going to a press conference because we played with all the motherfuckers. I actually have some of the shit here. Uh, there's no picture, but I can take you a picture here. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because when you find shit from the 90s, you're like, what the fuck? And here, there's a funny clip from, you can see that's me there. Then you can see the no. Then they're standing singing with too much of an energy. I miss this tooth. This one is broken because I broke it back then with a microphone. And that's why they're standing here singing with too much of an energy. He gave it an extra tooth. That's a Danish expression. But this was my first. We played to Rock Show 95. That's So Secure. That's our name. And if I read it, then there's that. Then we laid O's down with two big concerts and shit like that. And that was my youngest years. But I was very sick. I was into gangs and all that kind of weird shit when I was a very young dude. So I was kind of a wild one. So when I acted on stage, I acted out. I must admit I was doing drugs. I was doing all that shit because in the 90s and in the late 80s, early 90s, it was a different time. People were doing drugs back then. It was not like it is now. It's very like it's more like cool not to do it. It's more like not to jump on that bandwagon and just be. See, the album was released in '95, Isaac, and actually '94, I think. No, '95. We were in TV in '90. We made this tape, literally this tape. It got 10 stars. Actually, I got the review here. I got all shit here. The review made a fuss in the music business because we're here. That's me, that's Ball down there. That's the whole band. And we got 10 stars out of 5. 10 stars out of 5. And if I read it for you, it's like, okay, I give up. I can simply not find anything bad to say about King Kane. It's just so freaking fucking cool. 6 kids from Aarhus have made a mixtape that's not only is, but it's called Candy for the Kids. King Kane served funky and sexy rock music that could be thought about in Frank Zappa's brain, worked a little around in the pants of Prince, and ejaculated out from the boys from Red Hot Chili Peppers. You see, that was the kind of attention we got. So you can imagine the record companies, they wanted fucking to get a piece of us, and we were like partying, like let me see, this was like a normal gig after a gig, this guy he passed, this guy up here, the black guy. His sister was in the band too. It was actually a family affair once. There's actually two. There's a Puerto Rican guy, and then there's actually they were kind of in the family, and then his sister came into the band, and we lost him like 2 years ago, the day after my dad died. See, that's why I have a lot of family things and things about my youth around me because I just lost my parents 2 years ago to cancer. Maybe that's why I was in my feelings with that fucking idiot of trailer. I don't know what I was. I just know I was stupid. I'll never say something like that again because when you're in feelings, you say some things that's not healthy. It's not. It's not healthy because you know I really think it's sad to see what's happening to the English sector. But what I want to talk about here is my life until now. What happened? You see, here we are in the very early stages of my career. It's where people are beginning to see, oh, that dude. Oh, he was a very wild kid. Is he literally a musician now? So you see, I was known in town, known. Some would call it feared by some, not that much, but actually, I knew some people were fearing, and that was kind of bad because to my not that that was not bad for me, but to my one of my very first concerts, very big concert that was sold out and shit. I had 33 people from the 81 Bike Club coming, uh, on the guest list. So it was like kind of fun. So you see, it's like when you've been living like that, and then you go on you go on to be something different. Um, I was in a club and I don't want to be there because too much crime, too much fuckery, too much shit. So I got out of there, and then they helped me with the music. They were actually good friends. They kept me away from the crime, from the fights, from all that shit, as good as they could. I was a wild motherfucker too. So but it's just because some people always think that people like me who have a talent and who have made something with some cool people had it easy. No way. I did not have it easy at all. I've been an addict. I've been homeless. I've been everything. There's not anything under the sun you can't tell me. I haven't been through almost. So you see, it's not to say that I'm harder than anybody else. I'm just saying that life can be rough on everybody. Even though you're a musician, it can be hard work. It's fucking sitting in the studio like for 3 hours in a row looking for the perfect kick drum. Just the kick drum, just the fucking sound of the kick drum. That's crazy. But the social cure, I'm glad you brought that up, Isaac, because social cure that was so fucking funny. We were young, and that was what it's all about. Now it's about I play, secure jobs, and it's all everything got to be so like grown up like now, because you are grown up. You have to pay your bills. You have to pay the bread. Uh, you won't get anything on the table if you fucks it up. If you fuck it up, you know what I mean. So you better go out and work and do your thing. Get your groove on, because or else you're gonna go hungry to bed, or at least hungry. For me, it's not only hungry for like the money. It's also hungry for the music experience, for playing. And I think for me, I'm lucky to be working with something I love. But I think everybody who works are working with something they love. Because I would say, Isaac, what era? I started in the 80s, mid 80s, 86, 87. So it must be the late 80s we were talking about. Mid late 80s. But I started actually in the industry. I started actually very early because, as many don't understand, I think I said I was a dancer, but I was a street dancer. I was watching, all these break dance things from the United States, because I've been there and shit. Went to Nashville High, so I saw a lot. So I was in the industry, in the entertainment industry for a very young age, like from I was like 8 or something like that. I was both a dancer and I played in a theater and shit like that. And I was an actor. I always been an actor. Let me say. No, but it's hard to explain when you have to explain your story, because the reason why I'm doing it this way is I don't want to write a book. And I've been through some shit that nobody went through. But the social secure era was in like from 89 to 92. I would say 93. Then we stopped. And then it was King Kane. And then it was King Kane forever and ever and ever. And yeah, that was crazy. But you see, I became already addicted to alcohol at a very young age. Um, Already, as when I was like 16, I was very addicted to alcohol. Very. And it's not to sound like a killer or like I don't want to kill this one. I think I got, what's this, Isaac watching. uh, but I was an alcoholic very early on. And it started very early with me. Let me be honest. My alcohol in my family was like a happy thing. It was like my dad was always happy when he was drunk. You know, until my mom not did not think it was funny anymore. So we grew up with alcohol a lot. So we've been drinking a lot, me and my brothers, and it's nothing that I'm proud of, because it's the only drug I can't handle. You know, I can't say no to alcohol. I can say no to it now because I'm medicated, and I'm away from that lifestyle. And when I'm playing with people now, you see, I have to turn my whole lifestyle around. I have to make myself over again after being living like a zombie with a girl for 9 years, just now being. And actually, I met her 30 years ago, and back then but it is what it is. There's good breaks up and there's bad breakups. You know what I mean? So you can't win every time. You can't win. But that's why I'm alone now, and I'm having a great time. I'm just finding out that I can go live here. I just hope that I could get some more people in. I can't schedule it for later. There's something wrong with my. I don't know what the fuck I've done to the StreamYard. It's fucking with me totally. So when I have to go live, I have to go on StreamYard. But as a young alcoholic, I got a job. Um, I got called from the biggest band in Aarhus, the town I was living in. Very famous Danish band, very big. And they called me and said, "Do you want a contract with your band?" And I called the other guys and I said, "Man, the deal is here." And they were like, "Man, it's Knacks." That's their name. So we were thinking, "Man, it's home. We got it going. It's gonna be good." Then we signed the shittiest deal any musician ever have signed in their whole entire career. So not only did they take 33.3% of everything we earned, but the funny thing is we have to pay 50% in taxes because it was B taxes. It was crazy. Who the fuck is giving me? I don't know. Somebody is, you know, ding me. No, but actually, it was all kind of cool. It went good, and it was hard the first. I remember the first gig. It was on my birthday. I was like 19, and 31 years ago, with my first real band I made from scratch. It was my numbers. It was my idea. So it was me that had to lift it up. And let me show you. It ended like quite good, you can say. Because you can see it now, I'm laughing my ass off. You see, I got a whole scrapbook with pictures like this with me in the newspapers. Look how young I am. It's me. And there's a lot in this, and I have a lot of pictures. Me chopping up in Spain with some of my real hardcore friends, motherfuckers. But what I wanted to show with this is I'm still working. So those don't get it twisted. I'm still out playing gigs. So it's not because I'm bored, I'm lazy or anything. No, but the addiction part came into my life very early, and it started before music actually. Um, but it got worse because I found out that in music, the business itself, you could cheat. You could say, "Man, I've been awake all night and I can't. I'm smashed." And it worked. And people said, "That's okay." But then again, when you said it too much time, then people started to, "Hey, you can take some of this." That was normal back then. That's not normal today. Today it's healthy shit, and of course, some people prefer the old school way, like many of the like more hardcore bands. But normally it's not all about that. It's about the music, and it's about the career. It's about earning the money, earning the bread. It's about being professional. It's about being totally top notch. Being so pro that you don't forget anything on stage. You got your moves. You got everything. Even your guitar solos are fucking instructed. You. But if you're like a Prince guy, then it don't matter. You're so talented that it's no problem. And I played with some. I'm not saying I played with Prince, but I actually played with people who played with Prince. So I know how they told me he is, and because in my kind of music, my art, my genre, what do you call it? It's called it's a little G soul, I would call it OG soul, you know, because it's soul with a twist, you know, it's soul with a twist of rock and roll, you know. Um, and I actually have a trio right now where we play all Marvin Gaye's, all the great ones, you know, from her through the grapevine to like Temptations, Papa was a Rolling Stone, you know, and all the numbers in between there, you know, all the funky shit, you know, and we're playing it in a funky way. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is people got to remember early in my career, it was like it was out showing there being wild, to taking a lot of cocaine, you know, doing drugs, showing a lot of tits, you know, getting people fucked up, and you know, being totally crazy in the fucking head. But that was the early '90s, and it went on to, but then the late '90s started to come, and the R&B scene got big, and it got polished more and more and more, because it's like we couldn't be worse than we were. Like we couldn't go any more far. So what we did was we stopped, and that was a blow for me, and that took me way down the drain. Um, I ended up on heroin. Um, I ended up as a junkie. Um, I was an addict for a lot of years, and my family closed the door. I couldn't talk to my family no more. There was no help. Let me say it like this: people didn't give a fuck about me because I didn't give a fuck about them. So it always goes both ways. Because you see, I only gave a fuck about drugs, and you become like that. You become this monster. So all you people that's sitting there making fun and thinking it's fun to take a line, it can be if you're taking a line of coke sometimes and once in a while. I ain't saying that, but I'm saying when it gets to a fucking thing you're doing all the time, you gotta stop it before it's too late. Before you lose everything, you lose your job, you lose your money, you lose everything. So that's why I'm saying it, because when if you're a musician, even though I say it's not popular today to be doing this shit, if you're a good musician, a respected one, it is there still. It is there to get. And people will ask you if you get a little up the ladder, you know, if you work yourself a little up the ladder. So I'm just saying this to prove a point, to say that it will always be there, but it will always be everywhere. You see, today it's not only musicians and actors who's taking cocaine, it's people who work in carpenters, masons, you know, it's all kind of unconditional love. Hi, I did not see you. I could not remember your name because unconditional love, that's such a beautiful name. So I could not remember it yesterday. I want to shout it out because it was beautiful. You were here, all of you. All of you fought before you. That was nice. Because, you know, I need to tell this because there's a reason why. And the reason is kind of dark, but I need to make this diary because I've been living a very hard life, and I can't write a book. I will never be able to write a book. Um, I will be able to chop it up with guys and to talk when it's going to happen. But until then, I'm going to tell a little about what happened and why I became what I became and what was going on with that. You know, so and my addiction went on, and I got a job with the baddest fucking contract ever, and we were getting screwed big time. 33.3% of everything we earned plus taxes. Man, we couldn't get it to work. So the thing was, I hustled my way around as a musician who actually was famous and was on television and shit. You see, that didn't work so well these guys. They were like mad and shit. But I was there, and so I hustled all the 5 years I worked there. I was doing my hustle and selling shit and doing shit. But then I became real addicted, and then you can't hold anything. You can't even have a family. You can't be a father. You can't be a boyfriend. Um, you can't be a son. You can't be a friend. You're a piece of shit, to be honest with you. And when I look at people like and hear what they're laughing at, people like those and people like that, it's crazy what they're going up. It's more about a shorty having a polo shirt than it's about love. It's fuck if she it's nice you bought it in pink. That's at least show that you know she don't give a fuck about the fucking brand. That's just your uh you know and it's okay if you got the money for it, but I don't think you got money for actually baby clothes in Ralph Lauren. You know what I mean? You could have bought for the same amount of money. You could have bought like a ton of baby clothes that was just as good, just without that fucking brand on. You know. And young girls, they become, of course, when they become young girls. But don't you have a very, 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 very young? She don't think about fashion that way, about brands and shit. Maybe she does. I don't know. But what I want to say is, when you as me worked up that, because I heard like those saying once that I was a fraud and I never been anything. No, I got receipts here from all the tours I've been on and shit like that. I want to show it someday, but I'm not going to show it right now. I got it here. I just got it from my place where I got all my stuff, and it was kind of sad walking in there. When you just lived 9 years with your lady, and you're walking in, and you see. It's not that I won't say that. I won't say like this. I'm over her. I would never cry at her again. No, I won't. Of course, I think about her once in a while. But I know she don't think about me. That's for sure. I went up there and listen here. How can you in machines for guitar, like expensive shit, you know, uh, take some oil to an e-cigarette and open it up, and then take the shampoo and open it. Oh my! I was standing with shampoo just dripping down with my stick, my jack sticks and shit in my hand. I was thinking, what am I going to do when I'm going to play? And the other guys were laughing their ass off. They say that, man, she must have rented something like a bulldozer or something to get my stuff together. Just pull it off. Sorry, I'm laughing. I know people can't understand me when I laugh, but yeah, yeah, yeah. It starts always start with a contract, and you know what? Actually, Isaac, I'm glad you brought it up because uh, our contract did fuck up our career. It did fuck up our band because you see, when they're taking 33.3%. and we have to pay 50% in taxes up on that. Plus, we have to pay taxes of the 33.3%. No, they had to do that. Sorry, but the thing is, you see, I have some. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I have some funny shit, some year accountants. An accountant looked at my shit, and she was saying, "Man, you pay a lot to this Hippanini songs. That's what it was called." And I say, "Yeah, I do, but so what?" I didn't know what to say, but I need to see here if I got some cigarettes. I do have some cigarettes here. You see, I don't smoke my cigarettes. When you smoke what I'm smoking, like hashish, it's like Indians' way of smoking weed. They've been doing that for like over 5,000 years. So it's not that they don't like. They like the natural way of being very, 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 very high. So they're making perfect pot um, up in their area, up in the Himalaya mountains. But it's very rare to get some of it, and I got some of it today. Some of it, I might say. And I know people think, oh, he's far out. He smoked all that hash. He must be stupid in his motherfucking head. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal motherfucking guy trying to get through the day. And people thinking that I just was a rock star and that was it. I did not do any work or anything or any shit. I just laid back and that was it. Nah, that's not how it works. Maybe for David Bowie and shit, man. Uh, uh, yeah, actually, brands mean nothing when they pass over. They don't, and it's like it's weird because we had a great brand. It was called King Kane. I got it here, and this is literally from '92. And if you go in and type it the same way, you'll not find me. In the end, you will. But you'll find a lot of American artists first. No one was called this when we made this band. And I still own the name. So I could make a bit fuss if I wanted to, but it is what it is. Yeah. But I say thank you for coming by and thank you for coming by, people. I will see you another time, I think. Because I'm still kind of shocked that this motherfucker, would say to Tommy, still trying Tommy out to see if you want to be an ally with Mr. Unknown again. I think that ship is sailed, Mr. Unfuck. Good bull. For me, at least. I don't know with your weird wife, but no, I don't care about your wife. She done nothing to me. Neither did you. But yeah, you did actually. You did call me all kind of weird shit. I forgot that. You see, I forget easy. So fuck you all and have a fucking great day. Peace.